Hello, hello. My name is Rosie. Welcome to Roast into Diamonds. Today, while these two did not come to, I didn't buy them at the same time, I figured a round unboxing would be kind of fun. So today we will be looking at Isabelle by Sybile Art, which this is the first Sybile art that we have seen from Diamond Art Club. So hopefully she has many more upcoming from Diamond Art Club, we hope. And Song of Arthemis by Margaret Morales. I picked up Song of Arthemis from the restock. I originally got this painting when it first came out, during what many people fondly refer to this as the pinkening. They have since changed their lines. If you don't know what the pinkening is, they had lines on their perforated covers, and when they first started kind of rolling these out, somehow these were getting put on like upside down, and it was leaving pink markings on the actual canvas itself. And while on squares it wasn't like a huge deal, on rounds it was kind of a pain in the butt to cover up, and I just don't have the mental capacity to fix that after I've already done the piece itself. I was like, it's fine, sent it back. Was able to get this on the restock, which was very nice. So yeah, we've got Sybile Art's Isabelle, and we've got Margaret Morales' Song of Arthemis. The pink branding is for rounds, so let's get right into it. First, we're gonna start with the little guy. This is one of the like older boxes, so if you look at Song of Arthemis, it is much thinner, so they must have done this a while ago and just released it recently, essentially, is what my understanding is, because they have since obviously moved to a different style, the thinner style. On the side here is Unleash Your Inner Artist, and it is in those round drills, which is kind of a fun feature. The picture wraps all the way around the box, and then on this side you can see the full, maybe in my lighting, the full coverage area, which is, it's 80 colors, 2 AB diamonds, and 6 Veritas diamonds. I will show you those once we get into it. There are 34,255 diamonds itself. Here's the SKU number, and this is a 17 by 24 or a 42.7 centimeter by 60.8 centimeter. Those were inches, if I didn't say that. I don't even know at this point. So yeah, I'm gonna open it up. I did hop in and grab the cards, so I love to show those because I get really excited. So I will show my card at some point. Again, this is the old style of box, right? So it came with like a insert here, and they made the realization that this was causing the boxes to be much bigger than they needed to be, and just kind of, I think, like wasteful, like this is not necessary, you know? So we can remove that. Toolkit. This is kind of a smaller kit, so you get a smaller tray, right? And it slides open, and that stopper pops out. There's a circle at the bottom of the stopper. If I can show that off, there you go. That shows that that's the bottom kind of thing. That's kind of how I see it. Inside here we have a 7-placer, just like a plastic thin multi-placer, and the infamous pink wax. To use this, there is a film on either side of this pink wax, so you have to peel that back before you can actually like get to the wax. So there's that, and that's just an alternative just in case you don't like their putty. And let's see what putty this one is. This is the clear putty. So this is their new formula. of, it's like a wax putty almost. It's like clear and very like gel-y, but you pop the cap off. It's already up there for me. So you just use that, and then you can crank it down for more, or to refill the pen, you unscrew it and you can pull this plunger out, and then you can refill it like that and then push the plunger back in just to push everything up into the actual pen. So, and on the other end, it comes with a 4-placer, like a plastic 4-placer, which if you don't have metal placers is really handy. I switched to metal placers for the fact that I'm a super hard pusher. That sounds really stupid, but I am. I'm a hard placer. There we go. That sounds better. So I have like the Diamond Art Club metal multi-placers. That's a 12. That's basically all that I use, along with my Diamond Art Club single placer. I have tried other metal multi-placers and nothing really gets like thin enough for me personally. So that's been really helpful for me. Also in the bag is a bag of baggies. If you can use this for kitting up. There's not quite enough bags to kit up in, but it'll get a good portion of the colors, you know, started for you if you need it. And then, or like I use these for all my extra drills, saving all the extra drills and putting them in a box. So, and then finally they give you extra of their like wax putty so that you can refill that pen if you need to. So, but the wax putty does actually last like a long time. So I don't know how many people actually end up having to refill on the same painting, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe I should try it sometime. I probably should. I've used it a little bit, but not like an entire painting. So inside of that is the canvas. I do not keep my boxes, so all of this just kind of ends up going by the wayside. Anyways, so I am here for less clutter, fitting things in smaller spaces, because that's how I live. I have a small house. Inside the sorry, the wonderful little cute butterfly-y diamond envelope is a sticker sheet. The diamond is a sticker. Diamond Art Club is a sticker. The name of the kit is a sticker. Here is your sticker labels for your containers or your baggies or whatever it is that you use to kit up in. Lots of colors, 80, plus a bunch of fairy dust, which is part of the reason I was excited about this one. And 2 ABs, which I was less excited about because for me ABs are very difficult to use because they stick. These three, they're 3 different stickers, and you can also peel those off and put them where you want to. So she's adorable. Look at the little bunnies, the eggs. We just went through Easter, so it's a very fitting kit. I will probably do this next year for Easter, just because I think that's fitting, and to me that makes the most sense. But who knows? Maybe I'll get a wild hair. Get it? Yeah, I know. Bad dad jokes. And do it eventually, but we'll see. The things that I personally, some people like to stick those stickers on like the box or on the bags or different things like that. I don't have it handy. That's wild. I always have it handy. But I like to, that's an English outpost. Where is it? Okay. I have not decorated this one. I like to decorate my like pages, but I have a journal that I put all of my stickers and stuff into. There we go. So that is kind of what I end up doing with the stickers, which is kind of fun and just helps me remember like bits about the kit and different things like that. So yeah, just, that's what I personally do with it. There is no wrong way to do this. This is, everyone's experience is different, and you are 100% valid. And I'm not just saying that, you are actually just, it's a valid experience. So we're gonna try and not, no, we're definitely ruining the bag here. It happens almost every time. I didn't do too bad, but it does happen. Inside of the canvas is, hey look, it's the drills. I keep these to, like, I roll up multiple canvases, and that's how, like, all together I write on the bag. And that's how I store my diamond paintings, in tubs. It works for me. It's okay. Here are the drills. There's the color spread, if you can see all the different colors. Yeah, that side's not the good side. This would be the good side, but there's lots of drills. Let's look at the canvas real quick, and we'll go through the canvas. I'm gonna go a little faster on Arthemis, so don't sweat it if you're like, man, I hope she doesn't do this again. I will not. I will not be going through that again. So with poured glue canvases, you are more than welcome to roll these the opposite direction to just help them lay flat. It's not going to hurt them. If you have a double-sided canvas, I have been told that they have a little bit more of an issue. I have personally never done a double-sided adhesive canvas, but that's what I'm told. I do have one, and it scares me. The other thing we can do to make this lay a little flatter is I go about halfway up and then just kind of slowly, I know that's a terrible crinkle noise, I'm so sorry, but slowly kind of work my way back down to try and help it lay a little bit flatter. That seems to work fairly well. It's not always perfect because that's just kind of how I am. Not perfect. But yeah, it does help it lay like very flat very quickly. Diamond Art Club's canvases are made to lay flat very fast, even without you having to like really touch it, but doing these things will help it happen faster. At the top of the canvas is Do What Makes You Sparkle. Is Do What Makes You Sparkle, Diamond Art Club. So sorry. On either side, you will see this is so huge, the colors, and it's the legend. Sorry, brain. It's almost as long as the painting itself, which is hilarious for such a small kit to have such a big, like, list of colors. Amazing, though. You know, we have lots of 6,000 colors, which are the colors that Diamond Art Club has manufactured themselves and are not technically a part of the DMC color code system, which is what most diamond painting companies use to get their colors when charting a canvas. And then obviously all of their specials. So the bottom of this, if I can, there we go, has the picture, the schematics, who it's by, Sybile Art. It's copyrighted, which means that Sybile Art is being paid for and has given permission to Diamond Art Club to allow them to print this and send it to you, to your house. Size, the schematic, the name of the painting, their socials, a 10% discount, their hashtags for their social media stuff, and their lifetime warranty, which means that you can get like spare drills if you end up running out of any, or, you know, whatever. Or if something is manufacturally wrong with the canvas, something like that. I'm not, not into like the whole legality of it. But I do know that they do send drills if you need them. Like up to like, I think 10 colors is what I've heard. So, also, if you haven't noticed, I have my Rose Tinted Diamonds little badge thing that is absolutely in the worst part of the lighting. Good gravy. Okay. All right, little light. I see you. But the wonderful Nicole at Shire Shenanigans on Etsy, and she has a YouTube channel, made that for me, and it's beautiful and I love it. It's so cute. So I'm like just kind of having it on the side just to make me happy, because if I bought it, I'm gonna use it, darn it. So there's that. So yeah, let's get into this. It may take me a second to like go through and get all of the specials, but I'm gonna pull those out. I'm not gonna go through every single color because that would, there's 80 colors. I'm not, that's a lot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2. So, okay, we're gonna start with the ABs. So the first AB is AB 5200. Woo! So, send that over here. That is it's like a fence post. And there's a lot, like, kind of like dotted, maybe not like a lot, but if we zoom in just a touch on here, so like they're here, 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 like just kind of dotted throughout, like little like light motes throughout her hair and in the background. A few on her cheeks, just as light motes, and a few in the eggs, not too very many, but here's that one. The next AB is X, and it is like a yellow AB. AB stands for Aurora Borealis. I should have said this with the first one, but we're gonna say it here now. And it's like like a popcorn yellow. But they have a iridescent coating on the top of them, if I can get it to focus. That just shimmers in the light and kind of catches the light off of some of the other diamonds and makes all of the diamonds shine. So just a little bit brighter. They are very easy to see in a painting, you know, with normal drills. The next one will be Fairy Dust. Z is for Fairy Dust, and it is 165. And Fairy Dust are, this is like a chartreuse green with like light green fairy dust. So it's like a mica powder or like glitter coating that's like brushed on the diamonds. They're encased in the diamonds, so they're not gonna like come off on you or anyone else. And it's a very subtle effect, but it is probably one of my favorite diamonds of all time. So there's that. And there it is like an up arrow. And that color is in this egg mostly. So you can see like all that yellow in the egg. That is all that fairy dust color. I have a feeling that's going to be like a common thing. Oh, the X. I never went over the X. Oh my gosh. Okay. The stars have that yellow AB. We're a little bit of a hot mess. It's okay. Up here and in that star as well. I don't really see too many other places with that AB. There really wasn't that many in the pack, so that makes total sense. The next one is a club color, or a club symbol, and it is Z307, which is like a bright, okay, come on camera. It's like a bright green. It's like a spring green, I would say, with like a green glitter topping. We're doing our best here. And that is down here in this egg. There's not a whole lot of other spots with that one. It's basically just in this, like the yellow parts of this egg is what I'm seeing. So there's that. The next symbol is an O with like a slash through it. So like a no symbol, like an anti, I guess. And that is Z603. And that one is like a bright pink with like a very, very subtle, like silver, like mica powder on top of it. Very, very subtle. I'll get a video of all that. But that is in her hair, which is why there's so much of it, because it is like all this color in her hair. There's gonna be a lot in there all along like the crown of her head. There's some in her bows. Let's see, is there any in the, none in the rabbit, but mostly just like in the bows, in her hair, none in her skin, whoops, none in her skin, thankfully, a little bit in her necklace, and then just a teeny tiny bit in these two eggs here, but mostly just like hair and hair bows kind of thing. The next one is like a triangle, like down at the bottom of the thing. And it is Z959, which is like an aqua with a silver glitter topping. Very pretty color. So we are looking for this guy here. All the light blue here is all that glimmer. I'm not seeing it. It's not in her eyes. It's not in the bunny or anything. So I think it's literally just that section, if I understand properly, or I'm seeing everything properly. And then the next one, there's two left. Z3689 is like a baby pink with a silver topping. And that is the symbol U, which is in this light here. Again, all throughout her hair in spots. More in like the lighter sections of like her bangs, it looks like. But there's going to be quite a bit there. Looking for you. Yeah, so mostly just in this like egg, a little bit here, and this egg down here. And in her hair, mostly along like the top. It looks like, oh, and the bunnies, the bunny ears. If you can see that, like right through here and around like in this like lit up section. So very cute. And then the very last special drill that we're gonna take a look at is the heart shape. And it is a Z3766, and it is like a mid blue with like a light blue like glitter topping. Not very good at this, am I? Good enough. All right. And it is the heart symbol. So there's some in her eyes. There's not very much of it. So there's some in her eyes and some in this top egg up here. Outside of that, I don't even see it in, oh, there's a little bit in her sweater. Just a little bit, not like a ton. So there's that. Yeah, so that was Isabelle, and this is our first piece from Sybile Art. If I can get this to go back out. There we go. So that was our first piece from Sybile Art. Let me clean this up a little bit, and then we will move on to Song of Arthemis. All right, here's your girl, Song of Arthemis by Margaret Morales. We're not gonna go too much into detail about the box, but it is 22 by 28 inches, which is also 55.6 centimeters by 70.7 centimeters. She is gorgeous and giving all the boobage. Yes, hello. Also around, I'm gonna open this up. Stick the box over here. I'm gonna move some things real fast. And in this, oh, I didn't take out hers. It is a bronze. Okay, it is very shimmery, very kind of hard to see. There we go. But that is a super cool card. I still need to get a binder for all of my cards and stuff, along with like my random Pokemon cards and like, what are they called? Magic cards and stuff that I have a connection with. So she's gonna go right there. Oh, and then look at this, Song of Arthemis, Margaret Morales. There are 68 colors and 3 of them are fairy dust. The L is iridescent, which is like a crystal, and then the K is a electro diamond, which is like a metallic diamond. And then there's 2 ABs and 2 Diamond Art Club created colors. So there's that. Super, super excited about this one. I absolutely love this artwork. It is super good. Oh, let me get that out of the way as well. Okay, so let's open up this guy. Hopefully not. Nope, we're absolutely tearing everything today. That's totally fine. All right, canvas and drills. So, color scheme. That gives us kind of an idea of the like nice blues and like neutral tones that are in this kit. Such a beautiful kit. I have seen this kit before in person because again, I had previously bought this kit and then returned this kit. And I am not unhappy with my decision. Again, like whatever works for you is what works for you. And I'm like, there's no judgment here. I didn't have the place or the mentality to judge anyone on anything at this point in my life. So whatever works for you, works for you. But for me, it wasn't something that I could manage. We're gonna roll this up. The sheet is gorgeous. Absolutely breathtaking. I have the same like feeling with her that I had with Dragon Spirit, which is just very like, I just love the artwork so much and the colors and like just everything together is just amazing. Margaret Morales is definitely one of my favorite. If you've watched any of my other videos, I feel like you know this already. But Margaret Morales is one of my favorite artists. Even before I discovered diamond painting, I definitely enjoyed her paintings, even not really knowing who the artist herself was. So this is a Song of Arthemis. Butterflies, butterfly crown, wispy clothing, very like Asian theming. Totally up my alley. I'm gonna go through. That's gonna go over there. Don't let it distract you. I'm so sorry. I apologize ahead of time. Okay, so let's start with AB 712. Let's be smart about this and kind of, yeah, there we go. Okay, AB 712 is like almost like an off-white with an iridescent coating. And that symbol is that's a weird symbol. I've never seen this symbol before, I don't think. And it's like almost like a reticle. But okay. This one's a little bit more confetti heavy than I've been doing recently, I think. So I'm gonna have a heck of a time finding some of the things. There's not very much of it, right? So where would we find that? Would it be, okay, so there's some on the crown, like in some of the white spots on the crown. A few more up there. I really don't see very many. Anyway, okay, there's a little bit in her necklace. There's like 2 little spots here that have it. And then her, what looks like maybe a harp, or I'm gonna guess a harp. Oh, and in her leg jewelry, there's like it's just highlight spots. in the like metallic like metal pieces that she's wearing. So not very many of them, and now we know why. The next one is double dots, the side-by-side dots. And it's like a super, super light, like a blue-white, I guess I would call it. It's, yeah, with an iridescent coating, obviously. So double dot, that will be, okay, bigger bag, right? So it's going to be all throughout her clothing. There's a bunch here. Oh, her hair too. A bunch here, here, all through here. So there's going to be like quite a bit like in some of the lighter parts of like her clothing. There's some in her chest area. I'm going to not be a child about that. A little bit up in the sky. And through here in the sky. This is such a gorgeous piece. So there's that. I think it's mostly just in like the lighter like hair slash like dress, because they're both similarly colored. So the next one is super cool, and that is a electro or metallic drill. What side? This side is definitely better, but I'll have a video up anyways. They have just a metallic, like it looks like a metal coating over the top of them, and that is a % sign, and that is all in the side of here. So like it's not like the whole thing, it's just in spots. There are those metallic drills. And I have a feeling I know where the electro drills are gonna go too. There's a big patch down here, this like medium yellow all throughout the like harp. And basically all her jewelry. So yeah, just jewelry, which is super cool. I love metallics, and I think I'd love to chart more metallics into, like have slightly different shades of like gold. I think that would be amazing, but I don't create things like that generally, so there's that. I'm just saying it would be cool. L780, these are the crystals. They have a shiny bottom on the bottom of them to kind of hide the symbols underneath of them, because otherwise you can absolutely see the symbols underneath of those crystals. This is like a deep brown color. And I'm 99% sure that's going to be, it's the letter N, like a small N. And it is not the darkest, but the second darkest brown here. And it's just all throughout her jewelry, like all through here. There's some in this one down here, a bunch in her crown. That is going to look, the two together, I think, plus the other iridescent, I think are all going to just make this piece, make that metallic-ness like show through. The next one is L782, which is like a slightly lighter amber color of crystal. And we are looking for the E, which is just a shade lighter and is right next to that darker iridescent, pretty much all the way around. Always next to the ends are like the E's basically. So it is all throughout, once again, all throughout all of the jewelry. I'm a little surprised there isn't any in her like earpiece, but I'm sure it'll make sense once everything is down. But absolutely all throughout her crown and stuff. It is gorgeous. And I'm so excited. The next one that I also know is in here. In is I think it's 676. Yep, Z676. So this is our fairy dust with the little like light shimmer and stuff. It's like a lighter yellow, but I think it'll fit right in with the other like brown colors. And it's in here next to all of these other colors. So again, you're getting kind of this like effect of like all of those things. So that's going to be super cool having all those next to each other. So yeah, again, they're just all throughout. This is the like, I've heard it called the little man in the toilet, right? Like, it's like an L shape with like a dot inside. And I think it was Mrs. Coffee who essentially coined that phrase that I know of. I love her stuff. So we're gonna deem him the little man in the toilet. Yeah, all throughout, all the things. Also in her eyes, which is kind of cool. So that'll be a fun one to have there. The next one is Z3816, which is like a, I don't want to call it an aqua, but it's like a muted aqua, I guess, with like a silver shimmer. And that one is the symbol, it's like a $, and that is up here in the crown in the like greenish sections. You can see through here, and there's some up here, like all throughout the like butterfly portion of that crown. Let's see if it's any other place. There's not that many, so I'm gonna say that it's probably just in that crown section, and I think I've just confirmed for myself that it is. So our final fairy dust drill is it's like a triangle infinity sign. So like instead of being a loop, it's two triangles touching. Z3866, which is just like an off-white with a like white or silver mica powder. And that one is that symbol, and it is, I have a feeling it's going to be like everywhere. Yeah, it is going to be absolutely like scattered throughout this piece. In the dress, there's just portions of just like a handful of them, handful through here. Some through here. There's a little chunk through here. So it's just going to be like all throughout her dress and her hair. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. This was Song of Arthemis by Margaret Morales and Isabelle by Sybile Arts. All right. I hope you have a rosy day.